My grandmother, my father's mother, died at the age of 22. She got tuberculosis. There was a belief that if you live on a hilltop, you may get healthy. It's in about 8 months' time, she passed away. Penicillin could have saved more than 200 million lives in about 50 years' time. Tyranny means you have no concern for any other life than yours. What soil has given you is not just food. It is soil which is your body. It is soil which is this cloth. It is soil which is everything here, isn't it? Anything and everything. Well, this dirty soil has been your medicine also. The first antibiotic, which we call as penicillin, comes from soil fungus. It's estimated the advent of penicillin could have saved more than 200 million lives in about 50 years' time. It comes from soil. Streptomycin, without which millions would have died of tuberculosis. My grandmother, my father's mother, died at the age of 22, when my father was just about 4 years or just over 4 years of age. She got tuberculosis, a wealthy family, but there's no treatment. So they made a small house for her on top of a small hill, because there was a belief that if you live on a hilltop, if you breathe pure air, you may get healthy. So they put her there and she got worse and worse. In about 8 months' time, she passed away. This was the normal process in the previous generations. This penicillin and streptomycin together might have saved something like 400 to 500 million lives in one generation. All this is from soil. And there are any number of other things. Why go like this separately? Just everything that you know as life, everything that you know as material that you're using is soil. Yes or no? A time has come where if we don't attend to it, it may freak on us. There is no may anywhere anymore. It will freak on us. If we don't make a serious effort to turn it around, it will freak on us. The word yoga means this, spirituality means this, that your experience of life is not limited to the boundaries of your body. If it was so for every human being, how could you miss the terrible screaming of the land? The land is screaming. I've sat for hours and days in forests, not just being alive, but being high, intoxicated, drunk with life, because life is buzzing with great exuberance. Most of the life you won't see. But the same, if you walk on various other parts of the world, the land is screaming with pain. It's not something that you make up in your head. Life is screaming. A butcher who chops off large animals, he doesn't hear the scream of the animal. Hello? There are many people who kill other human beings. They don't hear the screams and pains of those people. Those who rape and murder, you think they heard the screams? Didn't go. Maybe the ear heard, but it doesn't go anywhere. So a butcher who slaughters animals, he doesn't hear the scream of the animals. One who chops off trees and whatever else, other live things, he doesn't hear that. Similarly, one who is busy destroying life invisible, he doesn't hear that. That doesn't mean it's not there. So, we are at a crucial time. If you do things right in the next 10 to 15 years, you will have the satisfaction of seeing something significant happening. It's not fireworks will happen, it'll happen quietly. It'll happen very quietly. You need to understand this. Even when major events were happening, let's say India's freedom struggle is happening, worst kind of exploitation has happened to the country and to the people. People are being treated like dogs. Everywhere in India, boards, Indians and dogs not allowed, most places. Restaurants, clubs, all important places. And if you go to any office, you may be anything. You may be rich, you may be educated, but if you want to sit on a chair, you need a permit from the government that you can sit on the chair, otherwise you have to sit on the floor. You had to have a permit, a printed permit, otherwise you can't sit on a chair. Even though they treated you that bad, only about 20% of the people approximately fought for freedom. Other 80%, anyway somebody's fighting. Are you going to be that 80%, I'm asking? When things have to be done, you must stand up and do it. In Kannada there's a saying, "Hena bidru hegel kodalvante." That means, if somebody is dead, there's a corpse has to be carried. In India, always you need 4 people to carry your corpse, that's a respect. Minimum 4 people must carry. When 4 people are carrying, there is one guy who will not take the weight, who'll simply go like this. Are you that guy? Please don't be that one, because you will die unfulfilled in your life. It doesn't matter. Extra weight is tough, but it's fulfilling that you are not that guy who escapes that thing. Don't be that. As a generation of people, we should not be that. That is when we can have the kind of world that we want to live in. Otherwise, we will live in a world that is created by tyrants of various kinds. Don't think only Adolf Hitler, Mussolini, somebody. Tyrants are there everywhere. It may come in the form of industry, it may come in the form of a political leader, it may come in the form of yourself, who knows? Tyranny means you have no concern for any other life than yours. That's tyranny, isn't it? Hello? Tyranny does not mean you're a dictator in a country. I don't think most of you have that capability to be a dictator, it's not easy. Tyranny simply means you have no concern for any other life but yours. This is tyranny. I want you to not just do something for this 100 days and make this movement happen, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you to become a sensitive life, because without sensitivity, there is no life. That's about it. But being human means many possibilities, highest level of sensitivity. If you don't exhibit that, then your humanity comes to question. This is not about save soil movement. Your humanity comes to question, your spirituality definitely a big question mark. Because if you don't feel for anything, how is it going to work? I only feel for this one. What does it mean? My boundaries are set, isn't it? My boundaries are set like a concrete block, nothing beyond that. Don't become like that. This is a great opportunity for you to make yourself little more conscious than where you are right now. There are no subtractions and divisions in our mind. There is only addition and multiplication. I will just remove negative thoughts and I will have positive thoughts. All the best, it's not going to work. It's just that you need to pay little attention as to how it functions. You will see there is a distinction between what is you and what you have gathered. See, the way the question is asked and also the way normally it's addressed is, people think there is something called as negative thought and positive thought. They want to remove the negative thoughts and have only positive thoughts. For such people, I would ask them to just experiment for 10-15 seconds. Let them forcefully remove one thought from their mind. For example, next 10 seconds, just don't think of a monkey. Try not to think of a monkey for next 10 seconds. You will see you will be full of monkeys. So what I'm saying is, this is the nature of your mind, because in this mind, all the three pedals are throttle. There is no brake, there is no clutch. Whatever you touch, it will only go faster. In this kind of mind, people have been taught from moral teachers and religious teachers, do not think about bad things. Well, since then it's been a full-time job. So there is no way you can handle the mind like this. This doesn't need any great enlightenment. If you spend 2 minutes with your eyes closed, you will realize you cannot do anything forcefully with this mind. So, I want to remove negative thoughts. Do not ever go in this direction, because what you want to remove will become your quality. Always you will be on it. So what should I do? The thing is this, without understanding the fundamental mechanism of this mind, because our mind, human mind, is the most sophisticated computer on the planet. Even all the supercomputers have come out of this. When this is the case, is it not important that we understand the mechanics of how it functions? One simplistic aspect of how it functions is, there are no subtractions and divisions in our mind. There is only addition and multiplication. If you try to do something with it, it will say one more. If you try hard, it will multiply into many more. In this mind, you don't try to identify what is positive, what is negative and try to remove it. First of all, one needs to understand, this mind of yours, this body of yours is supposed to serve you. The life that you are is important. Body and mind are vehicles that must serve us. If you sit in a vehicle, it must go where you want to go. If it goes to its own destination, what is the point of such a vehicle? It's just a nuisance. Right now, most human beings are unfortunately experiencing this fantastic possibility of human mind as a nuisance, as a troublesome thing. Well, this is the most beautiful thing you have. It's just that you need to pay little attention as to how it functions. One simple thing is this. First and foremost process is, that's why we put out this process called Isha Kriya. This is to distance yourself from your physiological and psychological process. There is something called as you which exists. This is not a composite of all your thoughts and emotions and physiological processes. Beyond that, there is you. If you close your eyes, even if you cannot see anything, you're still there. It is through the window of your eyes that you're looking out, but if you close your eyes, it doesn't mean that you don't exist, you still exist. So beyond your thought, you still exist, beyond your emotion, you still exist. So that you, the life that you are, this has to come into your experience. Why is it that you're not allowing that to come into your experience, which is the most significant aspect of who you are? Who you are right now, the most significant aspect is, you and me are alive right now, this is it. What I'm thinking, what you're thinking is not the important thing. We are alive right now, that is the important thing. So, it is important that you focus on this fundamental sense of aliveness within you, and then you will see there is a natural distance between you and your thought process. Once there is a distance between your psychological process and your physiological process, this is the end of suffering. Because there are only two kinds of suffering that human beings go through, physical suffering and mental suffering. Once you create a little space between you and your mind, between you and your body, this is the end of suffering. This is something every human being has to experience and know, otherwise thinking I will just remove negative thoughts and I will have positive thoughts, all the best, it's not going to work 100%, it's not going to work because nobody can remove it, they can avoid it for some time. So when negative thoughts come, you say Ram Ram, Shiva Shiva, whatever you want, but this is just avoiding, it's not gone. The moment you stop that, it will pop back with great force, otherwise it will come back in your dreams. So it's very important, first of all you need to understand your anger, your resentment, your fear, your anxieties, the negativity that you generate. Generally, resentment, anger, it is always directed towards somebody. But we need to understand this is poisons that we are drinking and expecting somebody else to die. Fortunately, life doesn't work like that. If I drink poison, I die. If I drink poison, you don't die. So, we need to understand this. When I say poison, today you can have yourself chemically analyzed. Right now, what is your blood work, what it says? 5 minutes of intense anger, check your blood work and see, there will be lots of negative elements in it, literally you're poisoning yourself. So, do you want to poison yourself? Definitely not. Now the very question is coming from certain helplessness, what shall I do? Don't do anything, just sit back and just concern yourself with something which is a life process. Maybe your heartbeat, maybe your breath, maybe just a sensation of being alive. Depending upon how sensitive or how perceptive you are, accordingly, find something. It could be a sensation in the body, it could be breath, it could be heartbeat, it could be anything. Something which indicates life to you. Just pay attention to that for some time. Slowly you will see there is a distinction between what is you and what you have gathered, which includes both your physiological and psychological possibility or mess, whatever you made out of it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any new content and invite your friends to join us on this learning adventure.